You say slow down. I don't like to move too fast. It drowns the truth with things that are not real, and I really want.
This is part 4 of the Craftsman Emerson Generation 2 Set Drill Press Rebuild series. If you haven't seen part 3, click the link at the top of the screen. In this video, we will be disassembling Drill Press B. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff and welcome to my shop. We got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. So first, since we're going to be converting this, we're going to disassemble this base and column. We'll be reusing the lock shoe and the lock set screw from the base in the drill press itself. Otherwise, that's the base and column. So here we're just going to remove the belt cover, and again, there is no rod connecting this one, so we will need to fabricate that. We're going to unplug the motor. And then we're going to remove the feed stop collar. And once we get it off of there, we will go ahead and disassemble it. All right, next we're going to remove the motor tension rod, and we're going to need to replace that. Then we'll remove the clamp for it, which has the screw in the center and then the clamp. And then we can loosen the tension on the belt and remove the belt. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the motor. We're just going to press up on that rod. It has an E-clip on top, and unlike the other one, there is a rubber gasket between the motor mount and the hinge plate. There it is. Next, we'll remove the capacitor clamp, which is really just a cord clamp. Still no idea why they called it that. And then we can remove the lock screw for the hinge plate. And if I didn't mention it before, there are links in the description below the video for the owner's manuals for the drill presses and the motors. Everything you need. Next, we'll remove the machine screw, and this is what holds the spindle pulley assembly inside the head. And if you are at all curious on how it does that, I've got a video about that, and I will link it here. Then we'll swing the table out of the way. This drill press already has 2 column clamps on it, so there's one below the table and one below the head. We'll go ahead and remove the jam nut and loosen the bracket, the feed stop bracket. Then we can remove the feed stop rod. It'll just come straight up. Then we can go ahead and get that screw, nut, and lock washer off of the feed stop bracket. There we go. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the quill lock, and you'll notice that the quill comes all the way down, which means there's no spring tension in this right now. And I don't know if that's because the spring is broken or if it's not actually hooked. Go ahead and disassemble the handle from the screw for the quill lock. And while holding the chuck, we'll pull out on the hub and pinion, and the spindle and quill came out. Just checking that spring, and there is a roll pin in there, so it was just not hooked up. Interesting. Next, we'll remove the headlock. We've got that column collar on the column to keep the head from falling, so we can just disassemble all of that. There's the handle, the sleeve, and the nut. Then we can remove the head casting by just pulling up on it. Then we're going to remove that top column collar and disassemble it. Then we can remove the table by loosening the lock and just lifting straight up on it. Then we can remove the bottom column collar and then disassemble it. Next, we'll go ahead and remove the lock set screw and then pull up on the column, and then knock that lock shoe out of the base. Then we can remove the base from this stand. And that completes the major disassembly or major component disassembly. So here we are with the table, and we're going to remove the lock from it, which there's the handle, there's the sleeve, and then we need to get that nut out of there. And that's the table disassembled. Here we are with the head casting, and we're just going to remove the spindle pulley assembly by pulling straight up on it. And then we'll remove the guard plate. It's got 2 screws. And unlike the other drill press, this one has both of the lock washers on there as well. There's one, and there's the other. And then we'll go ahead and remove the power panel switch plate. There's 4 screws that hold it in. And there we go. So that's everything on the head casting. We can go ahead and start disassembling this power panel. So we'll just remove all of these wire nuts. And then the switch and the receptacle have metal clips on the sides, so we just need to compress those metal clips and then push them through the panel. Little flat tip action there, or sometimes you can get a pair of pliers on the clips to compress them. And there's the switch. And we are going to be converting this to a 2-switch system. One for the light and one for the motor. Sorry, my head's in the way. Once you've got one of these clips through the panel, the other one goes a little bit easier. It's just a matter of getting one of them started. There we go. And the little plastic 90-degree angle for the power cord is also got little wings on the sides of it that lock it into the panel. And if you can just compress it, it'll come out. Then we can remove the lamp receptacle. And that's the power panel. Here we are with the hub and pinion assembly, and this one has the fiber washer on it. There's supposed to be a fiber washer here. The other drill press did not have one. We'll just fabricate one out of a piece of gasket material. Then we'll go ahead and remove the feed handles and knobs. And then we'll go ahead and remove the pin that holds the pinion, hub, and spring together. And there's the pin. One side of it's got some splines on it. You want to drive it out so the splines are coming out of there, not being driven through. There's the spring. So over at the vise, we can remove the knobs from the handles. And then since this pinion is in the hub pretty good, we're just going to use a brass punch to drive it out. And there it is. And here we are with the spindle pulley assembly. We're just going to remove the inner snap ring. And then pull these bearings. There's a sleeve between the two bearings. And there we go. And then here we are with the belt cover. So we've got 3 screws that hold in the cover for the spindle. It'll just drop down through the center. And then we've got the cap on the end of the belt cover. It has 4 screws. And once we get that cap off of there, that'll wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. In the next video, we will finish disassembly of drill press B. As always, I appreciate the support, and I will see you next time.